first year Alpha. Welcome to Alpha online education. So the subject civics or political science, first year English medium. So unit number 4th. So in this 4th unit side, all political concepts, I completion the first concept. What is that? That is law. What is that? That is law. The concept number 2. The concept number 2, the name of the concept is liberty. So in previous video I explained about the liberty. What is liberty? The meaning and definitions of the liberty, the kinds of the liberty. So annual examination, the way of the question. So write any 3 or 4 kinds of liberty. So the definitions narrates important role in these concepts. So what is the definition of a concerned concept? So here I completion the definitions of liberty. So the meaning of liberty. So the kinds of liberty. So now present we discuss about the safeguards of liberty. This is also most important question in these concepts. So write, define liberty and write about the safeguards. Here the safeguard means protector. Safeguards means protector of liberty. The liberty protected by these. So actually I wrote 8 safeguards. So the liberty protects these 8 protectors. These 8 protectors. So actually liberty means liber. Liberty originated Latin word liber. Liber means freedom. So the freedom is in the side of the citizens. So who give the freedom? The state give freedom to its citizens. If no freedom to the side of citizens, the citizens do not live happily in the state. So these safeguards. So one is democratic rule, and the second one is constitution with fundamental rights, and the third one is separation of power, and the fourth one is decentralization of power, and the fifth one is independent judiciary, and then the sixth one is economic justice, and the seventh one is freedom of press, and the eighth one is strong oppositions. These are all protects. Liberty is protected by these 8. So the safeguards of liberty. Yes, the first one is, it is the democratic role. The liberty is success only in the democratic countries. So actually the China is not the country of democratic. It is the country of socialist. So the China do not give any liberty to his citizens. So actually the liberty is not protected. The state do not give free to those citizens. So here where the democratic rule, in that side the liberty is protected. So in our Indian side, so actually the India is the country of democratic country. So it is the biggest democratic country. So actually in our democratic side, so the people live happily for their side. Reason, the India is the country of yours. Democracy means is the country, to the country, by the country, to the people, by the people, for the people. So here, this is the style of democratic. So where the democracy, the liberties protects. And then the constitution with fundamental rights. So where the rights, there is liberty. Where the rights, there is liberty. So the constitution of India provides fundamental rights to his citizens. According to our constitution, every citizen have 6 fundamental rights for any sign. So the rights, who gives rights? The constitution give rights to the citizens. So the constitution with fundamental rights. The liberty is protects where the constitutional fundamental rights. So actually in our Indian side, so fundamental rights side, right to equality, all are equal. And right to freedom, you live anywhere in India, right against exploitation, and then right to religion, you take any religion, but one condition, you do not disturb others' religion, and then right to culture and education, right to constitutional remedies, according to B.R. Ambedkar. The right to constitutional remedies is heart of all fundamental rights. Okay, so according to constitutional remedy, habeas corpus. What the main aim of this habeas corpus? Within 24, the police arrest you within 24 hours. The police surrender to your court. That is habeas corpus. So that is one of the, that freedom is gives the constitution. So the liberty protects constitution with fundamental rights. And then the separation of power. So actually the legislatures, the executive, the judiciary, these are 3 organs to the side of government. So the legislatures do their duties separately, the executives do their duties separately, the judiciary do his duties separately. At the time, the name of that theory is separation of power. The Montesquieu says the theory of these in his book, The Spirit of Laws. Montesquieu. So the power is separation. So legislatures do not enter executives do not enter legislature. So actually the Department of Judiciary do his duties independently. So separation of power. And then the 4th one is the decentralization of power. The power is distributes in various level. That is decentralization power. So the centralization power, the authority is in hands of one person or one organization. That is centralization power. So here decentralization of power. The power is distributes in various levels. So here the powers of state government is separate, the powers of central government is separate, the powers of districts, the powers of mandals, the powers of grama panchayatis. So this power is called decentralization power. So actually central government power is separate, state government power is separate. So the authority is distributes in various levels. That is the decentralization of power. And then the independent judiciary. So here the Department of Judiciary, it is the valuable one. So the Department of Judiciary do his duties independently. So this is the one of the protector of the liberty. So the independent judiciary. And then the economic justice. So actually economic justice in Telugu ఆర్థిక న్యాయము అన్నాం. ఇట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎకనామిక్ జస్టిస్, ఆర్థిక న్యాయం. సో వేర్ ద ఎకనామిక్స్ జస్టిస్, the liberty protects in that areas. So actually in our Indian side, economic justice is not in the side of ours. So actually in our side, the money, actually the society is in the hands of investors. Whose hands? The investors' hand. So it is the bad of our democracy. So the economic justice, ఆర్థిక న్యాయం కావాలి. All are equal in side of economic side. So is it possible in our side? It's not possible. And then the freedom of press. So actually here the press narrates important role. The electronic media is here, the print media is here. So the press, so the freedom of press, so what is the meaning of press? They express their ideologies. So the press narrates important, it is between people and government rulers. The press is between government rulers and the people. So nowadays the press narrates important role. So you express your ideologies about the government, you express your ideologies about the society. That right is totally side of yours. So freedom of press. And the next one is 8, strong opposition. The opposition is not strong, so the liberty is not protected. When the opposition is strong, so now present in the state of ours, the opposition is not in strong. So the people give their votes, majority votes to ruling party. So now present the opposition is not here, not strong opposition. Where the strong opposition, the ruling party afraid about the strong opposition. If present in our state side, the opposition is not strong. The people do not believe opposition parties, only they believe ruling party. So in these areas, the liberty is not protected. So these are all the safeguards of liberty. One is democratic rule, constitution with fundamental rights, separation of power, decentralization power, independent judiciary, economic justice, freedom of press, strong opposition. Okay, right.